Dear Madame Rajavi, distinguished authorities, dear friends of the Iranian resistance, we just did recall the World Day Against the Death Penalty, and it was yesterday. 130 countries have undersigned the resolution Moratorium on the Use of the Death Penalty, a moratorium which has been, since its inception, a fundamental pillar of the Italian and European commitment to promote and implement universal human rights among all member states of the United Nations. Two-thirds of humanity is against this terrible practice. Iran not only is on the other side, the mullah's regime is a heinous champion in hanging its people. It ranks at the very top of the ladder when considering executions ratio compared with the populations. We are talking about more than 4 executions per day. The World Day Against Death Penalty must not be in any possible meaning a celebration. It must be, first and above all, a strong commitment, a further engagement to fight against the mullahs. The criminal regime which is still terrorizing its own people in Tehran and other people in the region not only persecuted political prisoners, but has a long history of tortures, of killings, and persecution against millions of its citizens through mass murders. Our thoughts turn to that terrible summer of 1988, one of the darkest chapters in Iran's history, when at least 30,000 PMOs were executed in a single month. What happened that year has remained unpunished. And today, this nightmare is still ongoing. 16 political prisoners are now on the death row in Iran. That's only because they are heroes belonging to the PMI's Mech. We are all deeply concerned about the fate of the young boxer Mohammad Javad Vafaisani, who is sentenced to death after a sham trial only because he spoke about freedom of Iran. Regime's cruelty increases as much as the regime is becoming weaker, approaching a dead end. Today, Iran is more than ever the ugliest pariah of the international community, a terrorist state spreading terrorism around the world. My thoughts always go to my dear friend Alejo Villas-Quadras. The criminal division of the Spanish National Court has just confirmed that the 4 killers who did attempt to his life belong to the Iranian regime. Western countries, especially the European Union, must keep their commitment at the highest level. It is time for a firm deterrence, for containment and for prevention. The Iranian people are fighting for their freedom. They are fighting, by a large majority, for that vision promoted by Madame Rajavi in her 10 points plan for a new Iran with political pluralism, equal rights, and freedom. They are fighting also for a denuclearized country. I want to stress a point. Thanks to the National Council of Resistance of Iran disclosures, we have all been aware for 20 years about the clandestine nuclear program conducted by the regime. A terrible threat that has been appeased for too long. And in the last few weeks, positive events have happened, with the sanctions snapback mechanism decided by the European and other countries. Recent military bombings on nuclear sites have hit the Iranian regime and its proxies and have certainly affected the head of the snake. The head of the snake is the IRGC, and its nefarious actions are evident to all of us. Think about his involvement among the Russian ranks in the war in Ukraine. The IRGC is proving lethal drones and missiles to the Russian army. And today is even more the time to take urgent actions. The inclusion of the IRGC on the list of the worldwide terrorist organization is no longer questionable. It is an imperative choice. Therefore, it is totally unacceptable to learn from his recent statements that the son of the former Shah, Reza Chiro Pahlavi, keeps bilateral contacts with the IRGC and the Basiji, even suggesting that the IRGC, and I quote, could have a role in a new Iran. Today, it is no longer time to believe in a fake resistance to the regime. It is time for courage, because another Iran is possible, and it is a close certainty. That was proven here in Rome last July on the occasion of the huge Free Iran War Summit organized with Madame Rajavi's visit on the occasion of her visit to the Italian Parliament. Neither with the mullahs nor with the Shah. There is a third option, the National Council of Resistance of Iran, and this 10-point plan for the future of Iran. Thank you.